Good evening, Reds. Welcome to the pre-match build-up. Manchester United have a fourth chance to get into European positions tonight against bottom of the league, winless Wolves, away at Molineux. Alongside me, as always, with the pre-match build-up is Mr. Daniel Raj. How are we doing down ahead of this game? How are we feeling? Especially, we'll get into the lineup in a minute, but yeah, just in general, what's your mood towards the game?
Yeah, it's mixed feelings after, kind of getting in the fourth week again on the same position to have an opportunity to climb 4 or 5 positions. And always, I'm still nervous because you know that whenever we are playing against the smaller teams, we always struggle. And whenever we have the opportunity, we just bottle it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting because when you look at the team lineup again, it's on for anyone who's watching the right-hand side of your screen. Lamont starts in goal, no surprises there, but De Ligt's still not ready for this game, apparently. Everyone expected him to be back for Wolves, but it's Aiden Heaven starting in the middle again after the shaky start that he had against West Ham. We'll talk about him. Mazraoui and Shaw either side. I'm quite surprised in that as well. I thought Lenny Yoro would come back in. I thought he was good when he came off from the bench. Obviously, AMORIM looking for something tactical there. Ahmad and Dalot stays your wing-backs. Casemiro and Bruno stays your midfield pairing. But then another switch up in the front three. No Joshua Zirkzee up top. It's Brian and Mbeumo, Mateus Cunha returning to Molineux for the first time, and Mason Mount on that left-hand side as well, which I'm not totally mad at. But yeah, let's break the team down, Dan. How do you feel about it in general?
Yeah, I think... even I would favor that. Bringing Mount in the starting lineup and kind of playing Mbeumo as well. I think who's the right out playing? Ahmad?
So right wing backs, right Ahmad.
Wing. Okay, so top three who are there in the top three?
And Mbeumo, Cunha, Mount.
Okay. I think but again, I'm not sure where they will be. How they will be fielding up. Because Mount and Cunha both plays on the same side, so they might be rotating the positions. But yeah, I'm not mad at that because you know that Zirkzee is not being. You have seen that in the couple of games, Zirkzee has not been at his top level, though he has scored a goal. But again, let's see how it plays out. But to be honest, one main thing would be. One confidence to see is like Wolves are a team who have not scored in for ages, so I think defense-wise you should be good. Shaw has been solid, and Mazraoui in that position. Personally, I feel that Mazraoui in that position would be better than playing him in the right wing back role. And Ahmad at the right wing back, I think that's always been our first choice. With midfield, they picked themselves, so I think it should be good. But you never know with the United. Whenever you say like they are fielded very well, then suddenly something they are not confident that enough on the field. So I think again I would say the same thing as I have been saying for the last 4 games. Like we should kill the game early on. At least in the first half, we should be getting 2 or 3 goals to just kill the game rather than giving them the chance to come back.
Yeah, the centre-back thing's interesting for me because I'm going to say he's showing a lot of trust in him, but to be honest, there isn't many other options that he could have gone with because I don't think Lisandro Martinez, as much as people will be saying playing from the start, I don't think he's got 90 minutes in him yet. He's had 2 cameos in the team, which have been like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't think he's fit and ready enough to play for a full game. So maybe you'll see him more as a second half substitution like the West Ham game. Hopefully Heaven doesn't have a similar start. But there's no one else really who can go in there. Maguire's, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what kind of injury he's got, but he's clearly not available. So we literally have no other centre-backs, I don't think. Obviously, you got Frederiksen there, but then he's an even less experienced centre-back who also had a terrible game against Grimsby. So in that regard, I kind of understand it if De Ligt is not fit. Hopefully De Ligt fit to play some form of minutes because, again, another one, if you can bring him on in the second half, then please do. But I'm sure we'll hear some comments from AMORIM shortly about that as to why he's not in the team and maybe, like I said, he's not fit enough to start. For Cunha today, Dan, massive day in it, right? Obviously returning to Wolves. Me and Sam had a conversation the other day when we did the preview, actually. It was yesterday. And in my opinion, I personally, from seeing what he'd done at Wolves to seeing what he's doing at United, I think it's been a little bit underwhelming. But how would you assess Cunha's time here so far?
Yeah, I mean, it has been really great at the beginning, maybe at least 2 to 3 games before when he was, playing for us, maybe before the injury. He was
Yeah.
really good. But after coming back from injury, he has looked bit down the level of what we have seen from him at United shirt. But yeah, I think maybe that is understandable because you know that he's coming back from the injury and he might be a little cautious to put his 100% there on the pitch just not to get injured again. So I believe that, but yeah, again, come back to the point, I think the amount we have paid in, I think, we have seen the best out of him, but we are yet to see the bestest of the best out of him. But we know that, when he's on the pitch and when he's at his form, he can do wonders for us. So I think it has, again, Premier League experience that adds up to it. So I think that was the right buy for us. And today playing against his old club, I think
He'll have
I'm yeah,
a bit of bite between his teeth or to get a goal or get an assist. Like he'll
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
show I've moved here for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. You know that, playing against your old club and you have something to show up for it, just to show that the move you have made, it's for the progress of his own career. So I think if he get an assist and a goal, why not?
Mm.
Whenever we get a player from a club and play against those club, I think why not get a goal and just show that the reason why you have opted to shift to this team.
100%. Andy Williams saying Euro getting the Cobby treatment after one mistake. Can't believe after a year I'm nervous about a team that has 2 points. Well, you're not the only one. We'll talk about Wolves in about 15 minutes time and the game in general. Rayon is saying tonight simple, it's win or go. Even a draw would have me AMORIM out. Wolves haven't won a Prem game since April. The fact all of us already nervous for tonight speaks volumes about the state of us. Hearing Wilcox saying trust the process after West Ham scares the life out of me. It seems they're all going to die on the hill for Ruben. James saying I expect a lot better from Cunha tonight. And T2 Diesel saying evening lads, why do I have a bad feeling about this? I think everyone as a collective has a bad... Honestly, Dan, in the chat we've been speaking about, haven't we? We've been saying there's just something in the air that says this could be an Ollie Watford moment. It could be an Eric Ten Hag West Ham moment, although they probably won't sack him and they'll still back him. But it just does. It just feels like you really, really have to win this tonight. You were talking about, a fourth chance, I said at the start of the video, to get into European position to compete and be there. Like, a lot of teams in a regular season, you don't get that many opportunities. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so you got to take them, haven't you?
yeah, it's like jumping five positions, and I have never seen in a Premier League a team getting kind of consecutive chances to get into that European positions, and just to jump 5 places, and in the continuous 4 weeks. I have not seen that before. So again, there's a chance. It's like repeat. When you're playing a video game and you just die and you get another chance, and it's like it has been the case for United for the fourth time now. I think after this, I don't think we'll get this kind of a scenario where we can be able to jump 4 5 positions. So we have to take this one, and you know that when this AFCON is coming in, you definitely will guess of dropping points, more points. So this is the only chance that we have to get the point out of it. And I think after this one more game before we let our players to the AFCON tournament. So we need to get both the wins. That then only we can be in a position at least to compensate some dropping of points in the absence of players. So I think I would have hoped, like, if imagine if we would have got all points from the last 4 games, then we could have easily afford to drop few here and there in the absence of these AFCON players. But now it's the case, like, you are already dropping the points and now you are going into a you are going to a scenario where you are more prompted or more reluctant. More reluctant to get all the points. So I think it's very important for us to get today's game. To 3 points. But again, it's had been the trend of United. Like, whenever we know that we are definitely going to get, it's an easy chance for us. We don't grab it and make it very hard for us. So I think if 3 points we get it, we are in fifth. But again, it's going to be a tough, and it's just something that confidence is not coming in, even though we are playing I've never seen I've never remember. I don't remember seeing a team who has not won a single game in 14 games. I mean, Wolves, they are still 2 points, and now you can see that the stars are aligning for them. Might be this could be the
Oh
chance for
yeah.
them to to get their first win of the league. So I mean, it's always there for playing against United, and they always do that Robin Hood thing. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like just it's not coming from inside that we are going to win this game.
No, we're going to take a slight break just from today's game, just because there's been some breaking news on Man United. So, Manchester United will face Brighton and Hove Albion at home in the third round of the FA Cup, which is just... I know we've beaten Brighton this year, and I know it was one of our kind of statement results, if you want to call it that, because typically they are a bogey team for us and we do beat them. But to be honest, I would have rather avoided... Brighton in literally the first game of the FA Cup. We're going to return to cup competition and get knocked out instantly. It's almost laughable at this point. I don't want to be negative, but that is a tough draw, even at Old Trafford, because I think Brighton will have the bit between the teeth because we beat them last time, and they'll be up for it. And they're always a club who kind of want to win the first inaugural trophy. So that's interesting. Let us know your thoughts and feelings on that. Dan, what's your reaction to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough game because we have not been consistent, and you know that Brighton are a team who can beat any team,
Yeah.
and we have been our record against Brighton lately. It has not been that great. We have always struggled playing against Brighton, though we won the last game. But again, Brighton would be looking out for a revenge, and again in a knockout match against Brighton, that's going to be a tough game for us.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Yeah, like I said, guys, Brighton FA Cup first round. What are we thinking? Get it in the comment section, and I'll get into your answers momentarily. If we return to the starting lineup, Dan, I think we just finished discussing kind of the wing backs and Ahmad and Afcon and all those kind of things. When we look at the attack, Cunha return, we've spoken about, and Mbumo's been quiet the past couple of games, hasn't he? I feel like the past 3-4 maybe he's not really had an impact. What do you put that down to, or what is it in your opinion that's changed in his game, or is it just simply just not scoring? Is he still playing well in your eyes?
I think that it could be because of the front three that is being changed again and again in the games. You can see in the last few games they have not maintained that same front three. I mean, it's not a kind of you cannot control that thing because with the players' unavailability, with Sesko not available and also Zirkzee coming in and he also is struggling. So overall, I think it's the team performance that is also affecting his performance. To be honest, and also I think in one of the games Ahmad plays on the left, and you know that he likes to play with Ahmad on his side. So it's like rotating that is making him not to play or give 100%. But I think he will get in form again. You know that he has shown and he has been the top performer for us this season. So I think that will come back with the form and with the players. If the players around him are at the top level, I think Mbomo will match them again, and he will be an more of an effective player. Now we know that he's been struggling a bit. I think that with that one goal will change everything around. So
Yeah.
I hope that he plays well. And I think, but yeah, you can see that the players' performance are little bit going down, especially with Mbomo, and Zirkzee is totally different from what we have seen. And Cunha also is looking a bit down, and Ahmad also is looking a bit down. So all the attackers' performance is little bit getting down. So I think we need few goals, at least 2 to 3 goals, and maybe a single goal from each player to just build up their confidence level and to build that chemistry. So I think something is missing. I mean, that confidence level is missing in them. So I think 1 or 2 goals, or maybe one or few combination goals, can bring up that and charge them up and bring them back to the track.
I mean, they've conceded 10 goals in the last 5 games, so you've got, I mean, with the talent that you've got on the pitch, the amount of money that's been spent, you've got to score a couple against them tonight. I actually think, for as much as maybe Sesko was being slagged off a little bit when he signed, and people saying he don't look good enough, and there was certain kind of criticism of him, which I got some of it. I actually think we're missing his presence a little bit to open up players like Mbumo and Cunha, because he is a bit of a magnet, Sesko. He can win balls in the air. He's great, aerial drills and stuff. So I don't know. I just think the dynamic of the attack worked a bit, and it did free up space for others. So I'm fascinated to see how Mount, Cunha, and Mbumo are going to kind of link up tonight. Like you said, I expect kind of a lot of movement in that regard. So interesting. Mount comes in. Apparently, Rob Edwards had done an interview before the game, who's Wolves manager, and said that he expected Mount to come in. He expected that tactical change. So that's interesting in itself. But at least one thing you know that you're going to get with Mason Mount is the fact that he will, absolutely graft his arse off. He'll run. He's intelligent in terms of his positioning. He's a quick thinker. So, in that regard, it's great. But he's another one who needs to contribute as well, Dan Dunny, in terms of numbers like goals and assists.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But to be honest, when he was playing really great and then suddenly he was playing as a bench role, I mean, I felt like he was kind of one of the best players on the field. And then suddenly he was shifted to the bench role. And out of also the injury thing that came in between. So, but when he is on the pitch, you can see that he's putting his 110% physically, and he's running around a lot. And you have seen that. I mean, he's a totally different Mount than comparing to the previous seasons, and you can see that in this particular system, it is kind of more favoring to him, and he's able to adapt this system. So, and especially on that number 10 role, and also he makes run and create the opportunity for himself. So I think it's going to be a advantage for us to have him at this point, especially with the change in the formation with AMORIM system. It's advantage for him as well, just to be more involved with the team rather than, when we used to play that back four and 4-3-3 or 4-2-1-3, that system was not working out for him. But this particular system is, it looks like it's completely built up for him. So I think he should be good. And today, I think I can see that with this setup, I feel that he might be playing as a striker role, to be honest, because Mbeumo on the right looks better. And I can see that Mount will be more focused on making runs inside the box, and with Cunha and Mbeumo supporting that. So I'm just feeling that Mason Mount will be playing as a false nine kind of a role in today's game. So I think, but yeah, again, I hope that he doesn't get injured a lot. If he's fit, I think he will get more chances in the whole season.
I agree. I do like him as a player, but he's got to kick on now. We signed him for 60 million. He's on 250,000 pound a week. Like, there's a certain level of expectation, and he's not quite there yet. But
to be honest, I was not in favor of this deal, because when we were playing with the 4-2-3-1 or 4-2-3-1,
4-2-3-1.
Yeah, I was not sure how I was unable to see how we will be fitting him in that formation. And that here in channel also I used to say getting Mount, I was unable to kind of sum it up why we needed Mount in the team when we needed other players on the other positions. So, but for this formation, I think this is the formation for him. So I think, and also the players who have been, I initially when we saw that we had so many tens in the team with when we bought Mbeumo and Cunha, but now I think we are happy. I'm personally happy that we have Mount at this point, because any one striker or a number 10 player gets injured and you are left with no one. And so now at this point, when we have Mount, we can play, and we can now even change the formation in such a way that we don't have to play a striker also. So we can fit in the number 10s in that role. So I think in that case, in that sense, I think having Mount is a big advantage for us.
Yeah. 100%. Right, back into the comment section. If you are just joining us, no Matthias de Ligt in the starting lineup tonight. Aiden Heaven gets minutes again. We also have Mazraoui starting, Lenny Yoro starting on the bench. I don't even know if he's on the bench, actually. I had a look before. So on the subs bench for us, because I didn't read it out, we've got Bayande, Dorgu, Malacio. I've completely forgot about Malacio. Martinez, Yoro, Mainu, Ugarte, Shea Lacey, and Joshua Zirkzee. So a couple of kind of senior players on there, a bit of a mix-up, to be honest with you. The likes of Malacia and Bayande and players like that are never going to get on the pitch. But if we're looking for someone, I'm sure Martinez will get minutes. I'm sure Dorgu might get some minutes. Yoro as well, and Mainu again will be left on the bench, which will be no surprise at all. And AMORIM will be asked a million questions about that again. Now, like I said, comment section. If you are joining us, please do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Heaven at central centre-back is actually mental. I rate his potential, but it's a crazy decision. Yeah, just a quick fire question to throw to you, Dan. Would you prefer Shaw in that central centre-back role and have Heaven on the left?
No, no.
No?
I
You
prefer
prefer
Shaw.
Heaven there?
No. Yeah, I prefer Heaven at the central because Shaw, I think especially with that left-footed player, I would prefer on the left-hand side. So, and also with the experience that Shaw has, and he has been playing in that role even with I think even in England also he was playing in that role at some point with the back three. So I think Shaw fits well that in that position rather than Haven on that place, because you know that you need little bit of skills here and there to play in that position where Shaw plays. So I think Shaw could be more preferable to. I personally I feel Shaw more preferable on that position rather than Heaven.
I take your point. I do agree with majority of it. I actually wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Shaw there because of that experience element. I think if you have someone in that central centre back role, they are the reason why De Ligt does so well there is because of his experience and how much of a leader he is. And Heaven's very young. He's not had a lot of minutes in this. He's probably played 10 to 15 games for us. I'd probably say in total. And Heaven is left-footed as well, and he's got pace. He's strong. Yeah. So I don't know. Either way, it is what it is. I would like to maybe trial it, but I'd say the same thing with Luke Shaw at wing back as well. Like I want to see him there when we get enough centre backs to come in, or maybe just play Yoro. I don't think Yoro would do an awful job as a central centre back.
Definitely. It's the option that is making me to feel like Shaw should play on the left. If you are asking me, like we have an option between Martinez and Shaw, then I would prefer Luke Shaw on the central and maybe Martinez on the left-hand side, because you know that they both can contribute and they both can play together well. But with Heaven, I don't want to expose the left-hand side more, to be honest, than central. I feel like central is more protected with other players on around. But yeah, it's how it is. The opinions.
Yeah, I'd like someone to ask AMORIM before the game, like the detailed nuances in why would you go for Aiden Heaven in that central centre-back role rather than Lenny Yoro? Is it the fact that Heaven's maybe slightly better in the air? Like, I don't have the metrics to hand, so I don't actually know. Like, watching them both, they're both quite tall, they're both quite quick, they're not bad on the ball. Yoro's probably better on the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'd like to know the details if he does speak about it before the game.
It's also interesting to see like what has happened to Yoro. Whenever I see, in the recent games, I've seen that he looks a bit nervous and the confidence level is very low. When he's on the ball, he looks like he's rushing things around. He just want to deliver the passes and just don't want to hold the ball. And the first touch has been little bad from him in the recent games. So I think I feel like his confidence level is a bit low, because at playing at a very high level, and especially with the United, all the legacies are there and the expectations are there, and even a single mistakes can burden him more. So I feel that he's not being able to bring that confidence into the game. So maybe time or maybe experience will bring that in. But at this point, even I felt like he's not playing with the confidence that we see him in the previous team as well as in the previous games and the previous season.
Yeah. Raynate is saying if we drop points tonight, he loses the fan base. Any further time taken to sack him is just delaying the inevitable, but I want the 3 points. Would you subscribe to that theory, Dan? If AMORIM does lose this tonight, is it almost time, do you think, in your mind?
No, I think he will still be here. Until we go, even more long run of losing
would
points.
You, though? Like, would you forget the board and Ineos? Yeah. For you personally?
No. Personally, I wouldn't at this point, especially considering the AFCON coming in. And if you bring a new manager,
it's not great timing.
If you bring in the new manager, he will be like with no players. And again, I believe like after 1 month, you again will be searching for another manager, because you know that. Personally, inside my heart, I know that this phase of AFCON is going to be really tough for us.
Yeah.
So bringing a new manager again will cause something. At least we at this point we have some sort of plans. At least the manager knows his players at this point, and he might be able to change players and bring in someone at this point to at least shoehorn the players who are going out for AFCON. But terminating him and bringing in a new manager, the new manager will be clueless with the players because he know that the half of the team is not there available for him. So I
Yeah.
mean, I would rather
And
give him chance for maybe 1 month more to do whatever you want after AFCON. Still, if at AFCON he's not able to bring out results, I think that maybe at the end of January I will consider my my opinion.
And any manager who's doing an interview now potentially for the job would be like, I can start in like end of January if that's all right. And they're like, no, we need you to come in now. And like, no, I don't fancy. I've got Christmas and stuff. I'll come in afterwards. You make a
It will
good
be
point. To
suicide
be
for
fair.
him, yeah. It will be
Yeah, like
suicide for any manager
no
to come.
chance. I've got to address this comment in here from Andy saying it's hilarious that 12 clubs are after Kobe and Bayern are making a move for him, but you can't get in our midfield. Look, if you are a fan, right? This is my thing that I have, right? If you're a fan and you support and you back the manager and you want him to be successful, he is obviously a man who is wedded to his system, right? He is someone who's going to play with a double pivot. He's going to have 3 attackers in kind of inside 10 positions and a striker. Wing backs are going to have a heavy role, and obviously he's got 3 centre backs that cover the back, right? If you're someone who supports the manager and that's the way he wants to go, you might as well get used to Manu not being in the team now because. One, he's not just going to suddenly become super athletic and be able to eat up ground like Bruno Fernandes does or Carlos Baliba or someone like that. That's just not going to happen, right? He doesn't have the defensive qualities of a Casemiro
Yeah.
to screen the defence with, interceptions, tackles, even aerial duels. That's a massive thing.
Yeah.
Think how big set pieces are in the Premier League these days. They're huge. They're one of the biggest factors in deciding games. And Kobe Manu is terrible in the air. Like the stats just say that he is better in a 3-man midfield where he can carry the ball and dictate like the pace of the game and the tempo. That is Kobe Manu's game, right? So maybe in a Barcelona in La Liga, maybe in a Napoli in Serie A, that's probably where he will best operate. I've already got. I don't like it. I think he's a super talented player, and it'd be a damn fucking shame if he goes. But at the end of the day, if that's the system he's going with, he's not going to get in the team, and that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, even I'm a big fan of Kobe Mino. You know that, I mean, even when he used to get goals, I mean the final goals, I mean I became a fan of him. But again, I understand the fan base opinions and their I mean the negativity around him. You know that the talent is there, but the thing is, I mean, it's not something negative from the minor side, but it's the scenario, it's the situation in front of him that, and also the system that doesn't support his play style. And if you just consider it, and if you say, if you see in the team the formation that we have, who would you replace him with? You cannot replace him with Bruno Fernandes. You cannot replace him with Casemiro. You cannot even think of considering him playing in place of Cunha or Mbeumo. So those are the 4 places which I can see he might be closer, considerable. But again, at this point, as a starting 11, I don't see he can be fitting well in this formation. But I again in favor of Kobe Mino. There have been chances in the season and in recent games where he should have been brought on as a substitution, but he was not given the chances. But again, he's a player who likes and who deserves to be in the starting 11. And with United formation and the setup, I don't think that will work out. But I mean, it will be hurting when he goes. But at this point, if you are playing in the system, I don't think him getting his chance in the team. Maybe if we change the system and maybe wait for a few more months for a new manager, and if the formation changes to kind of a mid-3, like you said, I think he can fit really well. I mean, in that formation where you have seen that Real Madrid plays as 4-3-3, so that kind of a formation he can really fit in.
Yeah.
But with the mid pivot of 2, I don't see him having that ability to, I mean, become a starter with the abilities that he has.
Yeah. Even as much as it kills me to say it, even in like a Man City midfield with what they play, I think in there he'd probably do wonders. I know for a fact as well, if he was to go to Napoli, he would have a similar success as what McTominay has. They would love him there, and he would flourish. And there's many factors as to why that would happen. But this Kobe story is just not going to go away. Fans are absolutely right in feeling, you know, a certain way about the situation. And I feel the same. I like, you know, you go back a year, 2 years time, he's scoring in FA Cup finals against Man City, like the dream stuff that you want from a player from Carrington. But I don't know. Maybe he'll outgrow the manager. Maybe the manager will have a bad run of a really bad run of results, and someone new might come in, and you might get a new life out of him. It's not out of the ordinary with the way this season's going at the minute. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that. Johnny's saying,
I hope it's a loan move rather than a permanent move.
Yeah, but even a loan, does that not look bad on us? Having to send Mainu out on loan, like, it's crazy. But if he wants minutes for the World Cup, it's going to have to be the case, isn't it?
That would be his aim, to be in the World Cup. Then definitely he'll be on his toes to get a move outside, at least for a loan. So
he won't get on that plane. I'm telling you now, I don't think he'll go at all. Which is mad, really, when you consider he started in the semi-final, the quarterfinals, semi-final, and final in the Euros, I think, and was a prominent player in there as well. So it goes to show, honestly, how quickly football can change. Just like in a year's time, madness. Johnny's saying, I disagree with Ray. I'm fully hammering out, but it seems that a lot of people online are very manager FC based and back the manager on everything, no matter what. I think the climate within United and why it's tricky. Had you lived the last 10 years, we've been hiring and sacking managers and trying to believe in projects and do this and that. I think the way Ineos are operating from, it's going to take a lot more time than just a year in charge to really get rid of all the issues. You might agree with that, you might disagree with that, and again, you're entitled to. But I just think they want to try and stick with something for a bit. You've seen like Klopp and Arteta have difficult periods and come through it, and they're hoping that that's going to be the case with AMORIM. Whether it will be or not, I don't know. It's hard to believe in something at the minute, because I thought, Dan, after that win at Anfield and beating Brighton and starting to build, I thought that was the moment, right, okay, things are finally turning around. But after the Everton game and the West Ham game, everything still feels the same, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's more of a manager thing. I think it feels like the players are not turning themselves on at games. They are just switching it off, and they are not performing at the level what they have been showing. And when we had the run of games and run of wins, and that same level is not being continued in the recent games that we have dropped points. So I'm not sure whether we can put that completely on a manager, rather than we can see that players are not performing at their best level. And it would be harsh on manager as well if you're blaming the manager on. I mean, you can blame the manager for certain decisions with starting certain players and even making certain substitutions, and that can go wrong. But I mean, again, the players are not playing at their higher level. You can see that Xerxes, when Sesko was out and Xerxes came in, you can see that Xerxes didn't contribute in the first two games, and it was totally blank for him. So when the players are not performing, then and also the managers don't have much options on the bench. So what else the manager can do? So I think we cannot even completely blame the manager on this portion. But again, I mean, the players has to take the responsibilities at this point and to perform at the highest level. So that only can change everything around, and can safeguard the manager. So because I'm not in favor of hammering out now, because we have seen that trend again and again, and the players just put the manager under the bus, and they are chucked out, and the next manager comes in, and again they play good football for the few games, and then again this repeats again. So I just want to trust this manager at least for some point. Oh my God!
I don't think the lamp likes the manager.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Say fuck off and throw it at you.
Yeah. Is this a sign?
Yeah. There you go. Seen it here first.
Oh my God! I'm now a little bit nervous about today's game.
Someone trying to smash a lamp over your head and say shut up. I don't know who it is. Novelist saying we should beat Wolves easily. They've been awful. If we somehow lose to a winless team, I'm done with AMORIM. After Wolves, he must win at least 3 of the next 5 or the season's over. Would you subscribe to that, Dan? We say it a lot, but you really can forget about Europe if you lose this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, if he loses this one, I think again you cannot. I mean, again, that every time when we have a discussion about his near future, that
you're having deja vu.
Yeah, the AFCON thing comes in my mind, and again, I have no expectations when the players go out for AFCON, and I think this next two games he should win it just to safeguard his position. And I mean, then again, you can see out like how it plays out, and maybe when the players are out, I think it's going to be 4 to 5 games when we are. I mean, if the players are there in AFCON, I think in 4 to 5 games, if we get a win result of 2 to 3 games, I think we should be fine. We should be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about Wolves a little bit then. Like I said at the start, the worst team in the league, like factually, statistically, whatever metric you want to look at, it'll tell you that. They haven't won a single game. They've got 2 points. They've scored 7 goals in total. No goals in the last 5 games and 10 goals conceded in the last 5 as well. In the last 2, we've lost against Wolves, believe it or not. Like madness last season. And Wolves this season have played over 8 hours of football since, well, in regards to the recent form, they played over 8 hours of football since their last goal. So they're the things that we're looking at. They're the things that are going to be thrown right in Amorim's face if we don't get a decent result tonight, and he will know that. He's also been speaking to the media, and before the game he's been saying, I did what I always do against other opponents. If you look at the chances this team had against Aston Villa and Forest, it was the result a bit unfair, so I don't look at the results. I look at the opponent to figure out how to beat them. Doesn't sound extremely confident ahead of this game, but how can you blame him when the team performs like it did against West Ham? I was just looking for other quotes. There's some bits on Kobe Mainu from Madison as well, which I want to get into, but I'm just looking to see if there's anything else pre-match. Nothing yet. We'll get into the Mainu comments in a minute, but yeah, do you think he'll know, Dan, deep down Amorim, if he loses this, the pressure is going to be under is massive, innit?
Yeah, I think I mean he knows about this because he has, especially the team has lost the last 3 opportunities to climb the ladder. I mean, it's like it was literally like a snake ladder when he had that ladder, the biggest ladder, and he failed to leap that. And I think this is going to be the last opportunity for him. I mean, to climb the table. And if he drops point here, I don't think we'll get this opportunity of a similar level to jump 4 or 5 positions. So I think he knows it well that this is going to be the final opportunity for him to at least climb and reach within touching distance of the European competition. So I think he knows it well, and I think at the same time he will also see the recent form of us, and also especially playing against the struggling team, we have not been good. And today, when you know that all the stars are aligning for Wolves, because they might be waiting for a team to play against who has helped other teams to come up. So I think this is the game for them, and they will be like hoping. And they have not been that bad also. And though the points looks that much, they have not won a game. But playing against the teams like Brighton and Tottenham, they have drawn. And also in the other competitions, they have I think they have beaten West Ham also. So I think they have been decent in the playing, though the result have not shown that much, but they have been in the touching distance of in some games they have shown. So when they can play and they can draw against Brighton, they can draw against Tottenham. So there is something there in that team that we need to be careful about. And if they have done that in those games, then they are definitely capable enough to do the same in this game against us as well. And especially when you know that we are the team who can, I mean, completely turn ourselves off in the second half. So I think they will be targeting that as well, and they would have a little confidence to come back. I mean, they have nothing to lose at this point, so everything is on United to lose for. So I think everything it's against us at this point. So a win, definitely we have to win this one.
I remember going to Molineux, like under Ole, and playing there when they had like Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, Raul Jimenez, Diogo Jota, God rest his soul, and players like that, and it would just be a fucking nightmare. Like that would be such a struggle to play. And I don't feel like it'd be the same tonight because they don't have that depth of quality. They have, the odd player. They've got Strand Larsen up top, who's a bit of a handful. The midfield's tenacious and energetic with João Gomez and Andre Gomez. But apart from that, I mean, the centre backs are pants. The goalkeeper's made mistakes left, right, and centre. There is no excuse in world football for me if we lose this game tonight and it's another pathetic performance. It's like you can't. It's all right telling someone he'll be here for 3 years and 2 years and he's going to get the backing, but like it almost gets to a point where it's like, are you just following him blindly Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're so adamant to us that trust the process and there's a future here, we've got to see something to believe in order to achieve that dream as fans when we watch it. If you don't give us that, then people are going to jump off the AMORIM tree. I mean, the guy's had unconditional love and support from the fan base anyway, let alone from the board above him. I mean, if he was at any other club in football, he probably would have been sacked by now. And imagine if he was at Chelsea, he would have been gone fucking 6 months ago. Like, and I'm not saying the way Chelsea do it are right, but I'm just saying that's the landscape of football at the minute. So I think he'll know that he's quite lucky. And I think actually he's gone on record saying that before. So, yeah, interesting. He said today as well, we have to prove every week that we deserve to win. Today is no different. I didn't show this team Wolves results, but their performances, the chances they had, and they had more than many teams in the Premier League in recent games. So again, bigging Wolves up. On Matheus Cunha returning to Molineux as a player, he says it's always emotional to go back to your last home, so it's going to be special for him, no doubt. And on the bench players, he said they could decide a match. Sometimes we start with 11 knowing it won't finish the game, so it's important. Yeah, I on the subs bench here, I wonder who that's going to be. Yeah, listen, Dan, we've got to that all-important moment time that we always do at the end of every pre-match build-up, and that is 4 things we see happening in this game, and I don't know how bleak this is going to be, so let's go through it together. What do you see happening in this game, in your opinion?
I can see Mason Mount goal or assist, and I can see Kobe Mino coming on. I mean, it's since the transfer window is coming nearby.
Get good odds for that, man.
Yeah, you have to hold him off. I mean, you have to keep a hold of him. So you have to give him some chance, some bits for him to stay here. And I think the score will be more than the gap of 2 goals. So I feel United will win. I mean, it has to. I mean, it has to be. So United win, more than 2 goals difference, and Mason Mount score on assist, and Kobe Mino coming in the second half.
Okay. Right. If I'm being totally honest in what I think is going to happen, I obviously don't want this to happen, but I think United are going to draw the game.
Oh.
I think we'll probably go 1-0 up and take the lead for a bit, and they'll just get a scruffy equaliser towards the end in like the last 15 minutes. I think maybe off a set piece or a corner or something. That bit of a late jab in the stomach towards the end where you just like, fuck's sake, man. And we might even be controlling it for the majority of the game, but there has been something in me ever since I've seen this, when we was playing West Ham, since I looked at the fixture afterwards, I thought, sometimes you got to listen to your gut. Always go with your gut. And my gut's telling me at the minute that we are going to draw this game. We're going to drop points against Wolves. If someone's going to score or assist for us, maybe Cunha. I think it's just written in the stars, going back to Wolves. He's only got 1 goal so far this season, so I'd put him up there. I think potentially, Casemiro yellow card is always something that you'd look at, but I'm trying to think of individual battles across the pitch, like who's going to be really battling it out. So maybe Aiden Heaven, young, naive a little bit. Strand Larson will be pushing him about. I think Aiden Heaven, yellow card. So Wolves draw the game. Aiden Heaven, yellow card. Matheus Cunha to score or assist. They're the things that I'll go for. If you're asking for a 4th, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be an entirely entertaining game. So there's your 4th one.
Yeah, and also I think United should be focusing on more towards the sideline to attack from, rather than concentrating from the middle, because you know that Wolves are a team who they play like kind of so many players in the midfield. So you can see that their lineup is in such a way that there are kind of 3 to 4 midfielders always. Crowded in the mid area. So I think you should be focused more on building up from the sides rather than concentrating on the center, and that's where I feel like Casemiro yellow card is definitely going to be there.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise anyone, would it? Really appreciate everyone for joining us on the build-up. Me, Sam, and Chivy will be breaking the game down afterwards, and it could be, I don't know what to expect on that one, because if we lose, it's going to be a grilling. I could tell you that for free. But hopefully it's not. Hopefully we smash them, and we're sat here being slightly a bit more positive about the next couple of games. But you never truly know with Man United. They are just a giant question mark. So let's see what happens. Dan, enjoy the game, mate. Appreciate your time and jumping on with us as always. Everyone else, if you can, leave a like on the video before you head off and subscribe to the channel. Any final words, Dan, before we head off?
Let's go get the win and let's climb up the ladder to 6th. Is it?
Yeah. 6th, 5th, European spots. That's all that matters. All right, see you in a bit, guys.